Morning, everyone, and looking forward to having a lovely session. I would like you all to also, dear children, my students, dear parents, young parent, and again, young parents. Parents are always young, isn't it? And the grandparents too. You two are also very young. Please interact with the school, interact with your professional mentors, the heads of the program, the coordinator, the principal, and me. Also with the homeroom teachers and things like that. Basically, today I'm going to share a series of sessions at the beginning of which is to tell you that we all want success for our children. We all, as parents, as teachers, as country, which country would like their children to, their people to do poorly? Just the other day, Prime Minister Narendra Modi was talking about that 600 million youths of the country do not know what career they're going to take it up, and how old are they? Between 18 and 25. Just imagine. Why is it? Poor education system. And this education system is the concept that I'm going to talk about. What is the major difference between the international baccalaureate is comparatively, you would be amazed to hear, is very close to our ancient Vedantic education concept. Vedanta talked about developing that power which is within the person. IB does the same thing. It's at the footsteps of Vedanta. IB is only 51 years old, and Vedanta is, as you know, 5,000-6,000 years old, and maybe much more. Today, in the big institutions in the world like Harvard and Stanford and Oxford, they're doing research on Vedanta. There is a divinity school in Harvard. It's doing research, and I was amazed to hear the other day there are some great scholars got together, congregated, and they were doing research on what is this thing called nirvana, moksha, enlightenment. You say, but that is with the God, that is with spirituality. No. Harvard is doing, why is it Harvard doing about that kind of a study? They came out with two wonderful concepts, and you must listen to it and do a little more research on it. One is called the paradigm shift, and the other is called the ethical shift. What is the paradigm shift? Paradigm shift is to know that I am not this. That means what? The way I have grown up to believe that I am very strong, I am very muscular, I look very good, I am very handsome. This is what? This is the body. Or I am very weak, I am not courageous, I am scared. This is again what? It's an attitude. But I am not that. It's the paradigm shift. I am not in this, I'm also not, the moment I say Robin Ghosh, the moment I say Robin Ghosh, this is me. This is what? The name, form, and the body. I am not that. It's the paradigm shift. I'm something more, something divine. And the ethical shift is, who do we worship? We admire Lakshmikant Mittal, richest man in the world, Warren Buffett, or Bill Gates, those who are striving for more and more and more material wealth. And once I get the material wealth, something like this is an idea in most of us, then I will think about other spiritual things and other finer things of life. We tend to think like that. We worship who? Jesus Christ, Krishna, Muhammad, Mahavir Jain, Guru Nanak, Guru Gobind Singh, Ramana Maharshi. All of them have got what? Fantastic quality. If someone like Buddha, who had the kingdom, and he left the kingdom and took up what? Why do people suffer, and how to find the answer? Now, the ethical shift is the Harvard, these great scholars came out with. Ethical shift is having those beautiful qualities of the great souls in ourselves. Won't you love to have a son, a daughter who's very kind, very caring, very spirited, very courageous? Never say, I don't know. Always say, I don't know, but I will find out the answer. Don't give me the answer, I will find it. This is the difference between IB and the others. This IB inculcates into the children. IB is not international baccalaureate, is not India ke bahar. This is what I keep hearing it from those who are ignorant. It is a myth. And who are these? Those who don't know anything about it. They are saying, after all, just think that the world is chasing after 5,200 schools in the world today only on international baccalaureate. One concept, one principle. Why? They can't be fools. Why? What does it do? It makes the child, girl or a boy, mushroom into a tremendous powerful potential. And that is the main difference. So what is the traditional schooling system? You and I cannot put our children through the same conceptual learning the way you and I had learned. And then if we do that, they will become like you and me. Who are we? Look at it. You look at any school, go down there, check that 10th standard and 12th standard children. When they're passing out and when they go out, check how many have done and what have they done. So what is the concept in the traditional? Is a content, is a very good content. All country will have very good content related to there. You know what is this Kung Fu martial art? Did you? Kung Fu was not a martial artist. If you look at him, he was a saint, a sage. He came out with the concept that if you want to have education system of a country, they must learn certain self-defense and defense potentials to defend the country against foreign aggression. And that is where it was bows and arrows and swords and bare hand combat, those various disciplines. You all must have heard about the Shaolin chambers of learning. That's actually from the Kung Fu, in which the ultimate one, I have forgotten, it is the 20th chamber, I think. 20th chamber is where there is no martial art. It is the power of the mind, power of the will, power of the focus, concentration. So what is the International Baccalaureate doing? Is firstly making the child learn the content. Yes, in the traditional school, we are learning the content, but we are learning to mug it up and learn it very well so that we can answer all the questions and get 100 out of 100. Yes, we do. Just take a simple example. You and I learned Charles' law, Boyle's law, Faraday's law, Ohm's law. Dear ma'am, dear sir, do you and I remember it today? No. Not only that, look, the ancient British education system which came in and took away the vehicle of wisdom, the vehicle of learning called Sanskrit, took it away and brought in English language. Not only that, they did 3 other things, and which has damaged our whole country's education system. Number 1, we went to school to do what? Do 3 basic things. Learning to write, learning to read, and learning to do arithmetic. 1 to 10, 1 to 100 writing. Remember that? No? Now look at it. Learning to write. That's the first thing we started writing. Writing numbers, writing alphabet. A for apple, B for ball. This is the British education which brought into our country. And they did it to bring down our powerful intelligence and creativity and challenging, which was there in the ancient Upanishadic language, Vedanta language, of all in an ancient India's language concept. Now, what happened? We learned to write. When you made one mistake, do you recollect your teacher told you to write it 100 times? We wrote 100 times, believingly, and obediently listen to our parents. And we did that. Not only that, we were also told to improve our handwriting, write 10 pages every day. So what happened? Forcibly dumping into us. Whatever you're being forced to do, you hate to do it. So what happened to you and me? Look at all the adults today. How many do you know who loves writing? You might say, I love writing. How many I are there like that, like you? I'm delighted if you love writing. Very few, isn't it? Look at your organization, your company, look at your family members. Very few, 1-2%. What happened? India doesn't like to write. The country of education has always been, will always be. And that's why today, top 15 people in the world are all Indians. They are the best counselor, content, CEOs, presidents of companies which are being honored by the foreign agencies which find that the Indian is the best man. So, what is the IB doing first? Developing enormous ability to focus, concentrate, pick up the content. But in the traditional school, pick up the content, but not really practical usage. So student who go out of the school, the Dr. Kalyani of Bharat Forge, he used to play golf with me. He was sharing with me, he was saying, do you know, he was telling me that I have tremendous difficulty when children finish their engineering and come and join me. I have to do 2-year course for them to actually get into the field to start working. Why? Because there are practical classes and things like that, and today's systems are changing and becoming better and better in Indian education system. But it is still far below the practical utility of the content that we're picking it up. International baccalaureate is just the other way. Whatever you're learning, you're doing it. Doing it and learning. And most important, not just content learning and mugging it up, which is totally lacking in the traditional, is what? Challenging. Why? What? Where? When? And how? 5 questions. Have you realized they all have a W? What is the W? Where is the W? When is the W? Why is the W? How is the W? Where is the W and how? At the end. These W questions develop a child into challenging. Just think, supposing I have to teach my students or myself, study Newton's laws of motion and challenge it. I've been given a goal to do what? Challenge Newton's law of motion. I have to study it. I have to do more research into it. Now what will happen? I'll never forget Newton's law of motion. Isn't it? Just like you never forget, let's say, the taste of vanilla ice cream or Lanfranzo mango. It's something to eat. You never forget it. You never forget how to swim, how to walk. Why? Because you enjoy doing it. So next comes in developing, which is our essential motto of the school, is love for learning. How do you develop love? Love for learning is developed in various ways. Number 1, who develops the writing? I showed you. Reading. Next on. Who develops? It's the mother and the father from the baby in the womb. Read to the baby and shows I love reading. What has happened to most adults today? They don't like reading. They like to watch TV and go to sleep. Throughout the day they are earning money and working and chores. There are some reading concepts in the working, but it is purely to earn money. How much? Then comes mathematics, arithmetic, writing, reading, arithmetic. Arithmetic is what? It's only how much money, share market, budget, profit and loss account. This is all is where our numbers are stuck. Not love for numbers, love for mathematics. And if me, my wife, me and my husband, can work together to develop these concepts, children will be tremendous. Love for learning, love for reading will come from there. Second, comes in with challenges. So in a school, you will find children love to challenge with each other. We are saying, develop a concept of challenge, but not in between. Develop a collaborative learning. They are learning together, and challenge is what? Challenge is to challenge the concept, the question, and challenge what I can do yesterday, I can do it better tomorrow. Challenge within myself. I did my 100 meters dash in 15 seconds. I'm going to do it as 10 seconds and break the world record. It is like that, against myself. Curiosity is another beautiful thing. Children, as they're growing up, you must have seen, hey kai, wo kai. What is this? Wo kya hai? Ye kya hai? They love to do that. We tend to give them garbage information. Don't mind. Look carefully. As the babies are growing up, what do we show them? Bubu ahe. This is Bobo. No, it's a garbage data. Can you feed that to a computer? Can you feed that to somebody else and see, so nice, what? A little flower. No, go into absolute details before you do that. You have to know that. I show a big picture of Lok Sabha and Narendra Modi is standing there. And we say, look at Narendra Modi. Wrong data. There are so many faces. The baby 2, 3, 5, 10 years old will say which is Narendra Modi. They are wondering now which is Narendra Modi. No, what happens if you show not Narendra Modi standing in the Lok Sabha, but Narendra Modi alone, one picture, and this is data, Narendra Modi. Like that, there are several others. We'll keep on coming out with it. Understand this. IB is not India ke bahar. IB is to develop that potential which is already there. Just like we don't teach a plant how to grow. We don't have to teach our children how to learn. They're automatically natural. But what do we have to do? Loosen the soil, make sure manure is there, make sure sunlight and water is there, right ambience. And one of the most important ambience is we have to walk what we talk. We have to be great reader, writer, learning, asking questions, challenging, developing in the dining table a concept or exchanging information. What have we done today? Let's take it on from there, and we shall do these series more and more and more. I wish you a happy journey on your learning from this moment. You've been already doing it. Start off right now again with a new outlook. Remember, if we try to teach our children the way we had learned yesterday, we are robbing them of tomorrow.